Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Shaw Prize Award Presentation Ceremony 2024 at the Hong Kong Convention and Exhibition Center. I am Master Chen, your presenter tonight.
And I'm Leon Ko. Thank you for joining us this evening. The Shaw Prize was established by Mr. Run Shaw in 2002, and its first awards were presented in 2004. For over 2 decades, the Shaw Prize has been a beacon of excellence, honoring outstanding individuals who have made groundbreaking contributions to the fields of astronomy, life science and medicine, and mathematical sciences.
Today, we celebrate the 21st anniversary of the prize. We gather to honor the 2024 Shaw Laureates, as well as laureates from 2021, whose remarkable achievements have greatly impacted our world.
Without further ado, we will now commence the Shaw Prize Award Presentation Ceremony 2024.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise to welcome our officiating guest, the Honourable John KC Lee, Chief Executive of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region of the People's Republic of China. Mr. Lee, please.
Now invite the 2024 Shaw Laureates to enter the presentation hall. Please welcome the Shaw Laureate in Astronomy, Professor Shrinivas R. Kulkarni, please.
The Shaw Prize in Life Science and Medicine 2024 was awarded to 2 laureates. First, let's welcome Dr. Zwicky Transient. Following, Professor Stuart Orkin.
Let us welcome the Shaw Laureate in Mathematical Sciences 2024, Professor Peter Sarnak, please.
We also invite the Shaw Laureate in Life Science and Medicine 2021. Professor Scott D. Ammer. Professor Ammer, please.
The Honourable John KC Lee, Shaw Laureates and distinguished guests, a warm welcome again to the Shaw Prize Award Presentation Ceremony 2024.
With immense pleasure, we invite Professor Kenneth Young, Chair of the Shaw Prize Council, to deliver the welcome remarks.
Welcome to the 21st Shaw Prize Award Presentation Ceremony. Last year, we celebrated the 20th anniversary of the Shaw Prize. The prize was founded by the late Mr. and Mrs. Run Shaw. They are household names for their work in entertainment, having built one of Asia's largest film and television enterprises. They are also widely known for their charitable efforts in Hong Kong, in mainland China, and internationally. The Shaw Foundation, established in 1973, has supported causes such as healthcare, education, art and culture, and helping those in need. Numerous academic, medical, and cultural buildings that bear their names must be familiar to many of you. The Shaw Prize was born from Mr. and Mrs. Shaw's dream of a better world. It celebrates exemplary scientific and academic accomplishments that benefit and uplift humanity. Over the years, the prize has been awarded to over 100 outstanding individuals from around the world, many of whom also recognized with other major international awards. This evening, we gather to honor in this cycle more scientists who have made revolutionary contributions in their respective fields, bringing the family of Shaw Laureates to 110. As we enter the third decade of the Shaw Prize, we have exciting plans ahead. This year, several new initiatives are being launched to engage young science enthusiasts. We hope that by introducing the wonders of science to young people early on, we can nurture a new generation of scientists, some of whom might one day stand on this stage as recipients of the Shaw Prize. Thank you, and I wish you an enjoyable evening.
Thank you, Professor Young.
Tonight, we are much honored to have the Honourable John KC Lee, the Chief Executive of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region of the People's Republic of China, to officiate at the award presentation ceremony.
Please join us in extending a warm round of applause as we welcome Mr. Lee to share a few words with us. Mr. Lee, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. And such a special evening this is, with the Shaw Prize now into its third decade of bestowing annual awards for internationally distinguished achievement and significant advances in 3 scientific disciplines: astronomy, life science and medicine, and mathematical sciences. This evening, we honored and celebrate the far-reaching accomplishments of 5 Shaw Prize laureates, 4 of them recipients of this year's prize, and 1 here with us to accept his award from 2021. My congratulations to all of you. The outstanding contributions you have made and continue to make advance your respective fields of specialization, and much more. Your remarkable insights and innovation open the doors of scientific possibility, of human possibilities, that much wider. For that, for your commitment both to science and to civilization, we are all grateful. In addition to our laureates, I would also like to pay tribute to the late Sir Run Shaw and the Shaw Prize Foundation for the vision in creating this internationally renowned celebration of science. Thanks to the Shaw Prize, the youth of Hong Kong can see for themselves the promise and the possibilities of science as a career, as a way of life. The Hong Kong SAR government is determined to develop Hong Kong into an international innovation and technology center and an international hub for post-secondary education. It helps that Hong Kong is the only Asian city that has as many as 5 universities in the world's top 100. The people of Hong Kong are energetic, enterprising, and perseverant. In my policy address delivered last month, I announced that the preparatory work of our 3rd Inno-Hong Kong Research Cluster is underway. It will focus on advanced manufacturing, materials, energy, and sustainable development. The first two Indo-Hong Kong research clusters target healthcare technology along with artificial intelligence and robotics. Together, they pool more than 2,500 research personnel from over 30 notable universities and research institutes and 12 economies. I also announced the establishment of the Committee on Education, Technology and Talents. It will coordinate the integrated development of education, technology, and talent policies and promote Hong Kong as an international hub for high-caliber talent. We are putting a priority on science and technology in our education system. By the 2026-27 academic year, students studying STEAM disciplines will reach some 35% of all students in our publicly funded universities. Like the Shaw Prize Foundation and the Laureates they honor, Hong Kong is determined to thrive in this ever-changing world and making good progress too. On that note, I wish you all the best in the world of science. Enjoy this memorable evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lee. Let us welcome Professor Scott D. Tremaine, Chair of the Selection Committee for the Shaw Prize in Astronomy 2024, to the stage.
Shrinivas Kulkarni is honored by the Shaw Prize in Astronomy for a sustained series of discoveries in time-domain astronomy. These began over 4 decades ago when he and his collaborators discovered the first millisecond pulsar, a rapidly rotating neutron star that emitted precisely spaced pulses over 600 times per second. His discoveries include the first determination of the distance to a gamma ray burst, showing that the burst originated in the distant universe, far beyond our own galaxy, when the universe was only half of its current age. His contributions culminated in the construction of the Palomar Transient Factory and the Zwicky Transient Facility, 2 novel astronomical surveys using an old telescope in Southern California. These telescopes have discovered tens of thousands of rare events and exotic stars, including stars being torn apart by supermassive black holes, binary stars with orbital periods as short as a few minutes, and a star swallowing one of its own planets. The flood of data they produce, freely available to the worldwide community, has enabled first-rate research to be done by astronomers without access to their own telescopes, and has trained a generation of young astronomers in countries around the world. Equally important, Kulkarni's telescopes have demonstrated how to make the automated discovery and rapid community follow-up of such events routine, and thereby paved the way for much larger telescopes that are now under construction.
We now welcome Professor Bonnie Bassler, Chair of the Selection Committee for the Shaw Prize in Life Science and Medicine 2024, to the stage.
Over the course of their distinguished careers, this year's Shaw laureates, Swee Lei Thien and Stuart Orkin, made seminal discoveries that led to the development of a therapy to treat sickle cell disease and beta thalassemia, debilitating blood disorders that affect over 20 million people worldwide. Blood cell sickling occurs due to low oxygen levels that are caused by abnormal hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is the protein in red blood cells that transports oxygen throughout our tissues. Important in the context of our laureates' work is that in humans, shortly after birth, a switch occurs from the fetal form of hemoglobin to the adult form. It is the adult form of hemoglobin that is defective in sickle cell and beta thalassemia patients. Swee Wei Thien discovered that most variance in the severity of sickle cell and beta thalassemia disease is due to a single gene called BCL11A. Dr. Thien showed that the BCL11A protein is the major regulator of fetal hemoglobin production. Her discovery suggested that manipulating BCL11A could be a strategy to reactivate fetal hemoglobin production in adults and counteract sickle cell and beta thalassemia disorders. Stuart Orkin established that BCL11A turns off fetal hemoglobin production. Dr. Orkin identified a DNA sequence that, when altered using CRISPR genome editing in a mouse, blood stem cells lowered BCL11 production and turned fetal hemoglobin production back on, curing the disease. This work formed the strategy for human clinical trials. The trials yielded remarkable results: freedom from disease. Today, 2 sickle cell therapies are approved based on Zwicky Thien and Stuart Orkin's findings. One of them is the first ever approved therapy that uses CRISPR genome editing. Zwicky Thien and Stuart Orkin's work exemplifies how basic discovery, disease research, and translational medicine can drive development of transformative therapies that save lives.
Thank you, Professor Bassler.
Now we invite Professor Hélène Hainaut, Chair of the Selection Committee for the Shaw Prize in Mathematical Sciences, to deliver her speech. Professor Hainaut, please.
Concepts, sieve methods, almost primes, take us to the foundations of Sarnak's work, the 2024 Shaw Laureate in mathematics. One looks for polynomial functions f of x such that f of x is prime for infinitely many integers x. Euclid's theorem says that the function f of x equals x is one such function. One enlarges the problem by requiring that f of x be almost prime valued. For example, whether f of x equals x times x plus 2 is a product of 2 primes for infinitely many integers is precisely the twin prime conjecture. One may also restrict the set of x considered by requiring them to lie in a sparse subset of the integers. A similar problem can be posed for any polynomial with integer coefficients in several variables. Sarnak pioneered the search for almost prime values of polynomials on sparse subsets arising as the orbit of a thin group and showed the existence of such with his collaborator Goldsifidi. A thin group is a subgroup of an arithmetic group with a so-called Godlicot's property. It is neither too large, being a finite index, nor too small, having the same Zariski closure as the arithmetic group. Thin groups arise very naturally in pure and applied mathematics. For example, the symmetric group of integral Apollonian cycle packings and some monodromy groups of differential equations are thin groups. Expanders are highly connected sparse graphs widely used in computer science. Sarnak, Bourgain, and Gambaud produce expanders out of some thin groups using earlier work by Sarnak and Shui, in which they showed a relation between the minimal dimension of representations of finite linear groups and expanders. Sarnak's introduction of combinatorial and ergodic theoretical methods to Diophantine problems has had a profound impact His original and deep vision has launched a vast research program that brings together number theory, combinatorics, analysis, dynamics, geometry, and spectral theory. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Hale.
Tonight, Professor Reinhard Gansel, Chair of the Board of Adjudicators and Director at the Max Planck Institute for Extraterrestrial Physics in Germany, will present the awards to the Shaw Laureates. First, we will present the Shaw Prize in Astronomy 2024. The award goes to Professor Shrinivas R. Kulkarni.
It's an amazing job to get paid to understand how the universe came about. They are 10,000 times brighter than the novae. I wanted to know, as an explorer, if you look like this, what other things are in this diagram? Okay, it's a very basic question, is because the universe is so rich, maybe there are other things.
Professor Kulkarni is currently George Ellery Hale Professor of Astronomy and Planetary Science of the Division of Physics, Mathematics, and Astronomy at the California Institute of Technology, USA. Congratulations, Professor Kulkarni.
It's a great pleasure to be the recipient of this year's Shaw Prize in Astronomy. The prize recognizes my contribution to the emerged field of time-domain astronomy through the Zwicky Transient Facility. This project is the final phase of a series of other projects, all of which relied on amazing engineering of the Caltech optical observatories, sophisticated real-time pipelines run by IPAC, a professional data center, and talented individuals who developed algorithms. Wonderful students, amazing postdoctoral fellows, along with senior colleagues at Caltech and around the world, helped exploit the data, resulting in an explosion of discoveries and papers. I figuratively am standing at the top of an amazing human pyramid, the likes of which you may have seen at some Chinese festivals. I invited key members of the Zwicky Transient Facility to this celebratory occasion, and I'm very happy to see them here. I'd like to explicitly acknowledge your contribution. The prize also recognizes my work as a graduate student in discovering the first millisecond pulsar and other discoveries. I take this occasion to remember the late Professor Donald Backer, who motivated the millisecond pulsar project. My subsequent discoveries in several subfields of astronomy were made by sensing and seizing on unnoticed opportunities. For this, I thank my parents to let me develop myself into an independent person with no expectations, which is not so common in India. And my graduate advisor at UC Berkeley, Professor Carl Hale, who encouraged and let me develop as a standalone researcher capable of undertaking focused battles. Finally, my singular focus on research was possible because my wife, Hiromi Komiya, took up the burden of managing a household and raising our two children, Anju and Maya, who in turn gracefully accepted their dad still loves them despite his laser-like focus on research and his very strong affection for the animals. Thanks once again, and a good evening.
Thank you, Professor Kulkarni, and please take your seats on stage.
The Shaw Prize in Life Science and Medicine 2024 is shared equally by two recipients. The first chair goes to Dr. Zwicky Transient.
I'm really very much a physician-scientist. My research is patient-driven. I see the patients and I want to address questions to try to help find new therapies.
First chair goes to Dr. Zwicky Transient, Senior Investigator and Chief of the Sickle Cell Branch, National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute at the National Institutes of Health, USA. Congratulations, Dr. Transient.
Good evening, everybody. Wow, what a surprise it was to receive this incredible award. I was not even aware that I had been nominated. But standing here before you is very real, and I'm deeply honored to accept the Shaw Prize with Stu Orkin, whose work I've long admired. I extend my deepest gratitude to the Shaw Prize Foundation and the selection committee for recognizing my work. It is a privilege to be counted among such distinguished scientists. I must also express my heartfelt thanks to my family, to my mother, the single most important role model in my life, to my brother, Man, my sister-in-law, Jenny, to my niece, Heng, and her husband, Heng Chiang, and the rest of my family. To Jimmy, Jacques, my wonderful friends and colleagues, thank you for your love and constant support. I'm indebted to my mentors, the late Sir Raymond, or affectionately known as Bill Hoffenberg, and Sir David Weatherall. They would have been proud of me today. This honor is also a tribute to members of my lab and collaborators, Sir Alec Jeffries, Tim Spector, Jamie Craig, George Ritchie, Stefan Menzel, Helen Rooks, and Mark Lathrop, who used his statistical magic to help find the gene. Discovery of the BCL11A gene was a culmination of 20 years of research. And I thank the MRC UK and Wellcome Trust who made this possible. Gene editing therapy is a major triumph and landmark for molecular medicine and sickle cell disease that has long been neglected. But let us not forget that this treatment is beyond the reach for the vast majority of the 8 million people suffering with sickle cell disease today. My focus now is to find new medications. And I'm blessed to be at the NIH to be able to perform my translational research. Finally, my research is very much patient-driven. I thank the patients for trusting me and for inspiring the work that I do. Thank you. Share, share.
Thank you, Dr. Thien.
The second recipient of the Shaw Prize in Life Science and Medicine 2024 is Professor Stuart Orkin.
Many of us are problem solvers. We want to take a problem, even any problem, and figure out the answer. I want to do the crossword puzzle, figure out the answer. I think it's much the same. We're excited by discovery, finding out new things, and then seeing what that brings as the next opportunity.
Professor Stuart Orkin. David G. Nathan, Distinguished Professor of Pediatrics at Harvard Medical School, USA. Professor Orkin, please. Congratulations, Professor Orkin.
I am honored and humbled to be selected as a recipient of the prize in life science and medicine, along with my colleague, Zwicky Thien. I thank the selection committee and the Shaw Foundation for recognizing our work with this award. My own journey began many years ago and was driven by curiosity to understand how blood cells arise and develop and how they go awry in disease. Along the way, our research benefited from advances in diverse areas, including gene cloning, stem cell biology, human genetics, and gene manipulation or gene editing. Beyond solving basic problems, we hope that discoveries would provide the basis for new treatments and cures for patients. Early on in my career, my group defined the many mutations leading to beta thalassemia, the condition in which hemoglobin cannot be made efficiently, leading to anemia and a life of blood transfusions. Thalassemia is common worldwide, particularly in Asia. The discovery of these mutations led to a better understanding of the disease and prenatal diagnosis, but did not translate into new therapies. The more recent work for which the Shaw Prize is bestowed is especially gratifying from an understanding of how the seemingly simple switch from fetal hemoglobin to adult hemoglobin is controlled. A novel treatment for both sickle cell disease and beta thalassemia could be envisioned and brought to patients using the emerging tools of gene editing. This story illustrates the value of fundamental biomedical science. I consider myself very fortunate to have been at the right place at the right time to bring discoveries forward that can affect the lives of patients. The current methods of gene editing therapy of sickle cell disease and beta thalassemia cannot be scaled to meet the global burden of disease. We hope that our discoveries will stimulate additional research that will lead to accessible, effective, and safe treatments for all patients with these conditions. In closing, I thank the many trainees who have worked tirelessly in my group over many years, and my colleagues at Boston Children's Hospital, the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, and Harvard Medical School. I acknowledge the support of the Howard Hughes Medical Institute, the National Institutes of Health, and the Doris Duke Charitable Foundation. We're also grateful to CRISPR Therapeutics and Vertex Pharmaceuticals, two companies which translated our findings to patients and carried out the pivotal clinical trials. Finally, I thank my family, especially my wife, Rosalind, who's here tonight, for their devotion and support. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Hawking.
Now we will present the Shaw Prize in Mathematical Sciences 2024. The award goes to Professor Peter Sarnak.
If you want to be a mathematician, research mathematician, you must be willing to be frustrated 99% of the time because you're stuck. If you're not stuck, you're trying to do something that's too easy, and that gives you no satisfaction. Your reward is once in every few years where you have a marvelous idea, and then the high is so high it'll carry you for another 10 years. So I do have some things that I'm hoping to have a few more highs.
The award goes to Professor Peter Sarnak. Eugene Higgins, Professor of Mathematics at Princeton University and Professor Emeritus of the School of Mathematics at the Institute for Advanced Study, Princeton, USA. Congratulations, Professor Sarnak.
I am deeply honored to join the distinguished list of Shaw Prize winners. The Shaw Foundation's support of academic and scientific research is widely recognized and appreciated globally. I have been very fortunate to have had wonderful teachers, collaborators, and students who expanded my mathematical horizons and allowed me to attack and resolve basic mathematics problems. My PhD advisor, Paul Cohen, shaped me as a mathematician, and my early collaborations with Ralph Phillips, Ilya Piatetsky-Shapiro, Henryk Iwaniec, Nicholas Katz, and Alex Lubotsky were transformative for me in many ways. The work cited by the Shaw Prize was born at a conference in Hangzhou in 2003. In answer to a question that arose, one needed to elaborate an inclusion-exclusion counting argument known as a sieve for prime numbers in the setting of transformations of space. Jean Bourgain, Alex Gumbert, and myself developed the foundations of the theory. It quickly evolved into a rich and powerful tool thanks to the works of many and led to a number of unexpected applications. Alireza Golsefadi and I completed the theory of such sieves for affine linear transformations. The case of nonlinear actions continues to be an active and challenging area of study. I owe greatly to my collaborators and to the many people who have been instrumental in allowing me to pursue and achieve what I have in mathematics. None of this would have been possible without the continued support of my wife, Hélène Nissenbaum, and my 3 daughters, Dana, Zoe, and Anne. Thank you, and thank all of you.
Thank you, Professor Sarnak.
And now we present the award to the Shaw Laureates in Life Science and Medicine 2021. Professor Scott D. Emmer, Nancy M. and Samuel C. Fleming, Professor of Molecular Biology and Genetics at Cornell University, USA. Congratulations, Professor Emmer, and a big thank you to Professor Gansel. Tonight is a truly exceptional occasion as we witness the gathering of the Shaw Laureates and Adjudicators of Hong Kong.
This photo beautifully captured the 21st journey of the Shaw Prize.
The Shaw Laureates' passion and commitments to uncovering truths that drive humanity forward will forever inspire future generations. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to these distinguished laureates, as well as every scientist around the world who has strived to make our world a better place.
Thank you also to all our guests for joining us tonight. This is an excellent opportunity for representatives from different sectors to gather and exchange their invaluable experiences.
We are thrilled that during their stay in Hong Kong, the Shaw Laureates will participate in a range of activities, including the 2024 Shaw Prize lectures that will be happening tomorrow at 3 of our local universities. Tomorrow morning, Professor Kulkarni also gave a special lecture, Walk with the Stars, at the Space Theater of the Hong Kong Space Museum to secondary school students.
Thursday will feature 2 events at the Hong Kong Science Museum, including a student engagement program, Inspiring Future Possibilities, a conversation with the Shaw Laureates in the morning, and a roundtable discussion, Future of Science, Breakthroughs and Impacts, in the afternoon. For more information, please visit the Shaw Prize's website at www.shawprize.org.
In addition, the Shaw Prize Exhibition 2024 at the Hong Kong Science Museum is now open until January. Don't miss this opportunity to learn more about the researches and discoveries of our laureates this year.
We look forward to seeing you again next year as we continue to celebrate the remarkable achievements of distinguished scientists and scholars.
Thank you and goodbye.